Alright, so I took this thing to velocity. I cut out these windows, which honestly I should have done before I welded it all up. It'd be easier to do while the band is still flat. And then I noticed a huge problem. Alright, I got it flipped up and I got a wheel in it to show you what I'm talking about. So the fit up here of the rim to the fixture is real nice, huh? Yeah, that looks good. Except the band. The band is too long, so we got to take up some of that band, right? Take our wrench, drive this lead screw in. The band is coming together, but do you see what else is happening here? We've got contact points here and here, and in the middle, there's a big old gap. Once you see it, you just can't believe that you didn't think of it in the first place, but these things happen. Now, that's not what I expected would happen, but that's what happened. So I made a design revision. Let me show you that. So here's a model of the adjustment mechanism. We need to get rid of these red pins, and let's add some green pins in here. So you can see how that's a little different, and what that's going to do is interface with a curved slot in these fixture plates. Okay, so as these go in and out now, you can see they're parallel there, but as they go further out and ride on that curved slot, they tip further and further away from each other. So we've got a cylinder here that's representing the rolled rims, and if we look at this from the top and adjust these in and out, with these tipping away from each other, it means the radius that's cut into these fixture pieces matches the radius of the coil throughout the adjustment. All right, so I've got some things to cut up. I've got some machining to do, modifications. I've got some new parts to make. Let's get at it. All right, so we added some slots, we added some pins, and now when we open this up, it's subtle, but you can see these plates are rotating away like that from each other automatically at the right ratio, and when you go in, they go back. Nice. Oh, this makes me sick. Literally, brand new Carve Smart vise jaws. Hot dog, look at me, got the Carve Smarts, and then the tool pulled out just a little bit. So I got the tool in this collet holder, and it's just not holding it tight enough. I'm getting the end mill pulling out like that because as it spins, it wants to pull on the end mill. So if you don't have a good enough grip of it, it'll pull out of the holder, and that's why it got into the vise jaw. I've got this holder which has this screw in it, so the screw clamps down on the side of the end mill, but if you have this kind of holder, you really should have a flat spot ground in the end mill, which this one doesn't have, but it's the only one I have. So now this is a solid carbide end mill, so I don't really know how well this is going to work. All right, well, it's not a huge flat, but I think that's going to help have the screw get some purchase on there so it doesn't pull out. So I'm kind of trying to rock it back and forth a little bit. I know I've got the screw down in that flat because I can't spin it at all If I back it off a little bit more, I can spin it more. So I can feel it kind of tighten down on that flat spot. And then what I also want to do, so I've got that much travel, and what I don't want is for the tool to pull out at all. So I'm also going to pull it out a little bit, so I know the screw is kind of resting against the top of that groove. I think that's the spot. No idea if this is the right way to do this, but it seems logical. Well, this is interesting. You can see how this tool pulled out gradually. The tool path started here, and by the time it gets to here, you can see this step right here, and then it goes around the corner, and the step gets deeper and deeper and deeper until eventually it got into the vise jaw. Well, here's a visual reference for you. We got in the back the old uprights, and when we set the rim in there, you can see that gap that was the big problem. So we had a big contact area here, and it wasn't really fitting down here. So on the new ones, look at that, it actually fits.